In ancient Egypt, mysteries abound, hidden in sand, temples, and hieroglyphs. Every stone and every carving whispers secrets from a world that flourished thousands of years ago, a civilization obsessed with eternity and the afterlife. The desert winds have swept over these ruins for millennia, but some enigmas remain as compelling as ever. Among the greatest is a Sphinx, lion's body, king's face, a guardian of riddles and royal power. But this Sphinx is different. The face is not that of a typical pharaoh. This king is Hatshepsut, a woman who defied tradition and ruled as pharaoh, adopting the full regalia and iconography of kingship. Her story is one of ambition and power, nearly erased from history, making her Sphinx a clue to a forgotten chapter. The damage to her statues is not just the result of time, but of deliberate attempts to wipe her legacy from memory. Yet, the stone endures, holding on to her story. Imagine walking through the Metropolitan Museum of Art and coming face to face with this granite creature, massive, powerful, exuding timeless authority. Its presence commands attention, inviting us to look closer and question what we think we know about Egypt's rulers. The symbols of kingship are all there: Neem's headdress, false beard, the royal kilt. These were the unmistakable marks of a pharaoh, worn by men for centuries. Yet here, they adorn a woman, challenging the very definition of power in ancient Egypt. But the face is different, serene, confident, uniquely hers. There's a subtlety in her expression, a quiet strength that sets her apart from the stern visages of other rulers. It's as if the stone itself recognizes her extraordinary journey. Who was this woman who claimed the title of pharaoh, and why were her monuments smashed and buried? What threat did her memory pose to those who came after her? The answers lie scattered across Egypt, in fragments and ruins. The Sphinx of Hatshepsut is more than art. It's a puzzle box carved from stone, each feature a piece of her story. Every detail, from the curve of her lips to the inscriptions on her chest, offers clues to her reign and her bold transformation from queen to king. Archaeologists spent decades reassembling these sphinxes, piecing together the tale of a queen who became king. Each fragment recovered from the sands was a victory against oblivion, a testament to the enduring fascination with Hatshepsut's reign. Its destruction and rediscovery reveal ancient Egypt's power struggles. The deliberate defacement and burial of her monuments speak to the intensity of the efforts to erase her and the drama of her eventual rediscovery. This journey takes us back 3,500 years to Egypt's New Kingdom, a golden age of wealth and power. The Nile flowed past grand temples and bustling cities, and the pharaohs ruled with absolute authority, shaping the destiny of an empire. Hatshepsut's reign stands out for peace, prosperity, and artistic innovation. She launched ambitious building projects, sent trading expeditions to distant lands, and filled her temples with art that celebrated her divine right to rule. Her story isn't just about a woman in a man's world. It's about one of Egypt's most successful pharaohs. Against all odds, she claimed the throne and ruled for over 2 decades, leaving a legacy that would echo through history. By exploring her Sphinx, we uncover her audacious rise, achievements, and the dramatic attempt to erase her. The restoration of her monuments is not just an act of archaeology, but a reclaiming of her place in history. Each mark on the stone, each hieroglyph, is a message from the past, an invitation to look deeper, to question, and to wonder at the resilience of memory. Our expedition into ancient power begins, our map carved in granite, our guide a sphinx with the face of a forgotten king. Let's examine this remarkable artifact up close and discover the layers of meaning carved into its ancient stone. The Sphinx of Hatshepsut is no ordinary statue. It masterfully blends the raw, physical strength of a lion with the divine authority and wisdom of a pharaoh, creating a powerful symbol that transcends time. In ancient Egypt, the lion was more than just a fearsome animal. It was a symbol of royalty, protection, and the sun god, Ra, himself. By adopting the lion's form, Hatshepsut visually linked herself to the gods, reinforcing her right to rule. Look closely at the face. It is unmistakably female, yet she wears the full regalia of a male pharaoh. The Neem's headcloth, the ceremonial false beard, and the royal uraeus. These were not just costumes but powerful symbols of kingship. This wasn't an act of deception. Everyone in her court and across Egypt knew she was a woman. Instead, it was a bold declaration that gender would not limit her claim to the throne. Hatshepsut's statues were a statement to all. She was not merely a caretaker or a regent, but a true king in her own right, deserving of the same respect and authority as any male predecessor. Carved from enduring red granite, the Sphinx's material and exquisite craftsmanship project an aura of power, permanence, and eternity. Every detail was designed to impress and inspire awe. The Sphinx itself is a liminal creature, part animal, part human, bridging the worlds of the divine and the mortal. It stands as a guardian, a protector, and a symbol of the pharaoh's unique role as the intermediary between gods and people. This duality mirrored Hatshepsut's own unprecedented position. A woman occupying a man's role, a mortal daring to claim divine status, and a ruler who redefined what it meant to be king. The Sphinx form allowed artists to honor centuries of tradition, while simultaneously making a revolutionary statement about power, gender, and legitimacy in ancient Egypt. Through these images, Hatshepsut's identity became both kingly and uniquely her own, blending the familiar with the extraordinary. Today, the Sphinx endures as a powerful symbol of her legitimacy, her strength, and her lasting impact on Egyptian history. It stands as a masterpiece of political and artistic innovation, a testament to a ruler who dared to defy expectations and leave her mark for millennia to come. Who was Hatshepsut? Her name may not be as instantly recognizable as Cleopatra's, but her story is just as extraordinary, if not more so. Hatshepsut was a woman who shattered expectations and rewrote the rules of power in ancient Egypt. Born to Pharaoh Thutmose I, Hatshepsut was surrounded by the grandeur and intrigue of the royal court from her earliest days. She was raised in a world where the pharaoh was considered a living god, and the stakes of power were immense. She married her half-brother, Thutmose II, becoming his great royal wife, a title of immense influence. When he died young, Hatshepsut stepped in as regent for his infant son, Thutmose III. But she was not content to rule from the shadows. Around the 7th year of her regency, Hatshepsut made a daring decision. She declared herself pharaoh not just as a caretaker but as Egypt's true ruler, taking on all the symbols and titles of kingship, even wearing the false beard of a pharaoh. This bold move was unprecedented. Egypt's traditions were deeply patriarchal, and no woman had ever ruled so openly as king. Hatshepsut's rise was a direct challenge to centuries of custom. To legitimize her reign, Hatshepsut crafted a powerful narrative. She claimed the god Amun-Ra himself was her true father, and that she was divinely chosen to rule. This story was carved into temple walls, reinforcing her right to the throne. Her reign, which lasted over 2 decades, was a golden age for Egypt. Hatshepsut oversaw ambitious building projects, expanded trade routes, and fostered peace and prosperity. Art and architecture flourished under her guidance. Far from being a mere placeholder, Hatshepsut was a visionary leader. She reimagined what it meant to be pharaoh, blending tradition with innovation, and leaving a mark that would echo through history. Hatshepsut commanded the loyalty of her court and her people. She redefined kingship itself, proving that a woman could not only rule Egypt, but could become one of its most successful and beloved pharaohs. After her death, her enemies tried to erase her from history, defacing her statues and chiseling her name from monuments, but their efforts could not erase her achievements or her legend. Today, Hatshepsut's story stands as a testament to intelligence, political skill, and the indomitable will to lead. She remains an inspiration, reminding us that greatness knows no gender. Hatshepsut's Sphinx exemplifies the refined elegance of the 18th dynasty, Egypt's artistic golden age. Sculptures from this era are graceful, serene, and subtly naturalistic. Her Sphinx balances a powerful lion's body with a calm, intelligent face, reflecting the Egyptian ideal of Ma'at, or cosmic order. Early statues showed feminine features, later ones more masculine, reinforcing her authority. Artists blended tradition with innovation, creating a kingly image that was still recognizably Hatshepsut. This artistic flourishing extended to temples, tombs, and decorative arts. Hatshepsut's patronage fueled creativity and economic growth. Her statues and monuments defined Egypt's golden age. Hatshepsut was one of Egypt's most prolific builders, transforming the religious landscape. Her greatest achievement, the mortuary temple at Deir el-Bahri, a marvel of terraces, ramps, and harmony with the cliffs. Its walls tell her story, divine birth, achievements, and legacy. The temple was a paradise of gardens and art, symbolizing peace and prosperity. She also raised colossal obelisks at Karnak and restored neglected temples, declaring Egypt's rebirth. Her monuments were statements of power, piety, and enduring legacy. Hatshepsut's legacy wasn't built on war but on exploration and trade. Her most famous expedition was to Punt, a mysterious land rich in exotic goods. Reliefs at Deir el-Bahri show ships returning with myrrh, frankincense, gold, ivory, and live myrrh trees. This peaceful trade mission filled Egypt's coffers and temples, and was a propaganda triumph. Hatshepsut claimed the gods commanded the voyage, reinforcing her divine right. The Punt expedition showcased her as a bringer of prosperity, not conquest. It was a cornerstone of her reign's success. Her story became one of peaceful achievement and divine favor. After Hatshepsut's death, her legacy was targeted for erasure. Thutmose III, her stepson, launched a campaign to remove her from history. Cartouches chiseled away, statues smashed, images replaced. The motive? Not just revenge, but a political move to prevent future female rulers. For millennia, her name vanished from king lists. Only in the 19th century, with the deciphering of hieroglyphs and excavations at Deir el-Bahri, did her story re-emerge. Ironically, the attempt to erase her preserved the clues to her reign. The smashed statues and defaced inscriptions became the evidence of her existence. Hatshepsut's story survived, more compelling than ever. Her erasure failed, her legacy endures. The rediscovery of Hatshepsut is a triumph of modern archaeology. In the early 20th century, excavators at Deir el-Bahri uncovered thousands of smashed statue fragments. These were the remains of monuments destroyed by Thutmose III's orders. Archaeologists painstakingly reassembled sphinxes and statues, revealing her evolving image from feminine to kingly. The reconstructed statues now stand in museums worldwide, bearing scars of destruction and survival. They are more than art. They are survivors, testaments to resilience. Through these fragments we see Hatshepsut as her people did. Her legacy, once buried, is now celebrated. Today, Hatshepsut's Sphinx stands as a silent witness to history. It tells of power, identity, and the rewriting of the past. The statue challenges assumptions about women's roles in history and the nature of legacy. Hatshepsut's story, preserved in stone, proves that real achievement endures attempts at erasure. The Sphinx's survival is a lesson in resilience and the power of archaeology to recover lost voices. Hatshepsut's reign, once nearly forgotten, now inspires as a monument to vision and determination. Her Sphinx is not just a relic, it's an enduring symbol of one of history's greatest rulers.